Okay, since a lot of you in the comments requested this, I'm reviewing the RTX 3050. And what do you mean, bro?
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck?
Okay, to be fair, this is my first time ever using this GPU, and the only thing that I know about it is that other tech reviewers hated it. So let's see if I hate it too. And just to be clear, I'll use it as is with no Who's texting me though? Yeah, so just to be clear, I'll use it as is with no previous prejudice, cause I have none. And yes, I know that a lot of you also want to see the 5700 XT, so I'll start working on this matter too a bit later. Now, to start off with a positive note, we have to talk about the Call of Duty Warzone a bit later. But now, Forza 5 was great at least. Both on 1080p Ultra and 1440p Ultra we got beautiful graphics and over 60 FPS. Okay, then what's next? I guess Stalker 2, but let's not put off anything anymore and just get right into it. Stalker 2 couldn't even run on 1080p low natively with over 60 FPS. Damn. And just because I couldn't believe my eyes, I went into the settings real time just to show you what settings we're on. So no Nvidia glazer could be like, oh bro, I got like 5 billion FPS on my 3050. No, in Nvidia's defense, even though we didn't hit 60, it doesn't mean that it felt bad. Actually, it was pretty playable. And turning on DLSS and quality got us closer to 60 FPS on average. But switching to 1440p gave us some funny screen glitches, just take a look. Thankfully, rebooting the game fixed this and we got roughly 40 FPS on average. So Warzone was pretty bad on 1440p balanced. No, but seriously, this thing with no DLSS is not ready for 1440p.
She wasn't ready!
When using DLSS on quality, the frame rate improves, but what I would call genuinely a competitive experience was 1080p balanced with DLSS on, because we got over 100 FPS, which means that the game was smooth. It was alright on 1080p natively, but really nothing too crazy. Now, first of all, I would like to thank Gaben for free 79 cents just because I opened the game. Like, seriously, for no reason at all, I got this case, which I did the responsible thing and sold it. No case openings on this channel.
Oh no!
Now, speaking about the 3050's performance, I definitely expected it to bottleneck on 1440p medium, but not on 1080p medium. Seriously, man. And Gmail, please relax.
Put that phone down, bitch!
Like, okay, if you rock a 5600 Ryzen or 12400F Intel, you will definitely be fine for sure. But on 7600 Ryzen, the 3050 seems to be not powerful enough to push the CPU to the max even on 1080p medium. Although, at the same time, 250-ish FPS on average is nice. So, you'll be the judge in this one. But don't forget that the RX 6600 costs less and got 100 FPS more. And CS is usually the Nvidia game. Just saying. On Cyberpunk, we have experienced a Bluetooth car crash.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
And also experienced less than 60 FPS on 1080p Ultra natively, so we had to go down to 1080p high. And on 1440p, even on medium settings, we can't get over 40 FPS natively, so DLSS on quality comes to save the day and provide near 60 FPS on average. Now, Wukong was genuinely impressive, because on 1080p low natively, the 3050 managed to get more than 60 FPS, so at least a refresher here. And on 1440p low, with 75% DLSS resolution, it even tied the RX 6600 with the same settings, but FSR instead of DLSS obviously. And same goes for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. The game was very playable both on 1080p low and 1440p low. I was expecting quite bad performance since this 3050 so far seems to lack the meat.
What the hell?
Like, I don't know how to put it correctly in English, but in every game apart from Indiana Jones and Wukong, this GPU feels like it's lacking the raw performance and is compensating with DLSS, AI and so on, like the opposite of the 1080 Ti. And the good news don't stop there. Fortnite was very playable on 1080p low with TSR on medium, and the same could be said for 1440p resolution. And I usually skip Valorant and just show the numbers, but this time I gotta tell you that the 3050 managed to exceed and go below my expectations at the same time. Cause like on 1080p, I was like, damn, 377 FPS on everything maxed out on 1080p? Now we talk. But when I switched to 1440p, the frame rate I saw in the corner on my screen was hovering around 230, which was slightly disappointing knowing that this CPU can push 600 FPS at its limit here.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
But then I looked at the benchmarks and turns out that we got 273 FPS on average on 1440p, which in the end I guess means that it was definitely fine. I reversed my disappointment. And as usual, GTA 5, Apex Legends and Rainbow Six provided us with satisfactory results on maxed out settings. So here they are. And yeah, 3D Mark proved that the 3050's raw performance is somewhat comparable to the 1660 Super, although with more VRAM and DLSS and ray tracing, there's enough difference in games. And Marvel Rivals also ran amazingly on 1080p low, but when raised to 1440p, the frame rate dipped pretty hard. But still, yeah, solid experience. So is the 3050 as bad as everyone says? Nah, I don't think so. I genuinely picked this over the 2060 just because it has 8 gigs of VRAM. But there's a very big but. The price of the 3050 is just comically bad. I don't see any reason to buy it new for 230 when the RX 6600 exists, which is better in almost every single way. And guys, don't forget that this RTX 3050 has an 8-pin PSU connector, and so does the RX 6600, which I covered in the previous video. So what's the argument with going with Nvidia? You can't really use ray tracing as an argument since 3050 barely managed to scrape by even without ray tracing enabled, and RX 6600 has ray tracing too. So yeah, my final thought, it's a decent product but at a terrible price. It should go for 160 to 170 brand new at most in 2025. So let's hope the RTX 5050 and the RX 9050 makes things better on the budget end of things. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Cheap bastard out.